to Radcliffe Radio, where the Borough host Brackley Town on non-league day, and for the first time in their 76-year history in the Vanarama National League North. Radcliffe have the chance to register their second league double of the season while taking a huge step towards safety once more, whereas the Saints will be aiming to further cement their place in the playoffs for a 7th successive season. Takes it down the line into the penalty area to Roberts, who is now just outside, being pressed by Danny Greenfield and George Glendon. Glendon wins it back for his side, tries to poke it off Donowa, but it breaks now for Roberts once more, who delivers the ball in, stabbed away though by Duxbury, and then Dudley should be underneath the first contact and isn't, and it'll break for the 3 in Calder, but it's a shot that's always rising and never going to trouble Matthew out.
You can see what he's trying to do, but as you say, he was always going up and high and over, and he's in the lake in behind us.
Plenty of bodies floated forward for Brackley. It's met by one, and then it's just clipped over the top by George Carline. Good chance that for the Saints, but they don't go marching in this time.
You had to hit that line at some point, didn't you?
And now
stumbled underneath his own feet.
Here is Brad Jackson though, trying to work the angle for himself, and shrugs off one challenge from Calder, but then he can't shrug off the second challenge from Carline, and now there could be a chance for Matt Lowe to come forward, pokes it round by Brad Jackson, by Brad Roscoe, and then it's a fantastic save by Matt Hewitt down to his left hand side, just as he just rounded Brad Roscoe. He just tried to fire it in to this far corner, but it's a fantastic save, wasn't it, like we said, which Carline looks set to take this time instead of Donowa from the right hand side. It's going to be taken from this left hand side, but not as many bodies floated forward just yet, but there are a few making a late entrance, both Gaz Dean and what looks to be Shane Byrne, but we're expecting the long throw to come in the next few seconds, and it does eventually, headed away though by Riley, and then Bates will put challenge to it, but Maynard will clear away. Donowa will hook it back on, but it'll only be played into the path for Sargent, who helps it out now to Dudley. There could be a counter charge on for Radcliffe. Great ball now to Matt Sargent across the face of goal, just behind Jordan Hume.
Yeah, like I said, we just want to be take a bit more risks in that final third if we can, and gamble a bit more in there. Whether that's your bodies while we strikes up the goal, and have a better chance of testing Johnny Maxwell and Dutch to do that.
Oh, it's great work as he's just by the byline now, delivers the ball in across the face of the 6-yard box. It's cleared away, but only to the feet of Jackson, who strikes it, and then the final touch comes off a Saints man, and it's behind for a corner kick. But what a chance that was for Radcliffe.
That would have been apropos, wouldn't it? I'd literally said a bit more, take a few more risks, and the risk was taken. Ducks in that left hand side to take on his man and fire it across the 6-yard box. It took the direction.
Here is Bates with the task of taking this corner. Does now towards the back post. Number of players lining up, and it's headed home by Zach Lilly, and Brackley open the scoring in the opening 37 minutes. We touched on how important set pieces could be all throughout this game, and while they've met one at the back post, out of the reach of Matt Hewitt, and it's Radcliffe 0, Brackley Town 1. A sucker punch out of absolutely nothing. Brackley Town lead with 8 minutes till half time. Calder now to Carline to Lowe, pokes it through the legs of Jackson, who pokes it in, but it's just about cleared away by Hewitt, but it's still in the penalty area. Calder, and now with Bates, and then the challenge comes in against a Radcliffe man. I think it's Calder that is the guilty party on that occasion, and the decision goes in the favour of the Borough.
Indeed, I'm not sure.
I couldn't tell you what it was for.
I'm not sure what it was for, personally, but there wasn't all too much.
He's poised to take again towards Newton. Duxbury rises highest and heads away. Brought under control by Roberts, and then Calder struck a long way wide in the end, but Radcliffe very much perplexed about that one. Well, so far just the goal to tell you about in this one, as Radcliffe currently trail by 1-0 as we draw closer and closer to the 45th minute here on Radcliffe Radio. Zach Lilly's header in the 37th minute still remains the difference, but a cheap free kick is given in the favour of the visitors after a challenge from Roscoe about 25 yards out from goal, just level with the right-hand corner of the penalty area.
You can see what Roscoe's trying to hook his foot now.
I think it's going to be Bates that's going to be the one that will be tasked with taking this one, and indeed it will be.
Yeah, Robert steps aside.
Floats it in once more, met by Newton, and it's stabbed home. It's 2-0 on the cusp of half-time, and Brackley Town has doubled their advantage. It's a great finish at the back post, isn't it? Just to poke it beyond the reach of Max Ewell.
I mean, it took an age to go. As long as it's slow motion, as he went out of the reach of Max Ewell. It's the one thing that literally just said about a few minutes ago we didn't want to do was to see a second goal before the break, because it was Newton, wasn't it? He took that one away.
Of acknowledgement to both Carline and Maynard will be eventually floated in now though by Greenfield. Right arm in the air and delivers now towards the back post where Duxbury will meet it. It'll flash across the 6-yard box, cleared away by Lilly, and then headed back in by Glennon, headed away by Carline, and then Maynard just cuts across it a little bit too much, and it's a long way wide in the end.
Had to take that one really. On the wall, he had no choice really. He couldn't really bring that one down, try and restart the attack and play out wide, but he had to follow that one. I feel like the jeopardy would have been probably worse if he did try and begin and try and play it off, and then the counter-attack would have been more viable.
One that led to the opening goal of the game. Sends this one in towards the same sort of area, but Dudley clears away though at the back post with distance. Just about scrambled away, a little bit of ping-pong ensues before it's brought under control eventually by Duxbury. Now finds the feet of Hume in the penalty area, now towards Glendon. Strikes it a long way wide in the end. It's a glorious chance for Glendon. He'll feel that he has to do better there.
It's the best chance that we create. A great play. Initially from Duxbury, you played a high beginning and back into the feet of Hume. Used his body well. Recognised that Glendon was in a bit of pocket space that he's passed it around him.
At the feet of Riley. Tries to thread it out towards Walker, but intercepted by his opposite 17 in Donowa. And now at the feet of Duxbury. Duxbury up against Bates. Throws it inside nicely for Hancock. And then Greenfield just tries to flick it on, but unable to. Then headed on by Roberts. And then Riley.
He had a shirt pulled
being pulled each way. But he's flagged up in the Borough favour. What will Walker's decision be? It will be to take it, and it's not a bad effort. He's palmed away by Maxted, forces a top save.
Simple change, so we'll see what Walker's is right now.
It's not a bad one. It's just bouncing around in the 6-yard box.
Scramble. It's a
scramble. It's Duxbury strikes it just back off the body of Byrne, and it's behind for another corner kick. Much better this in the second half for the Borough. Can they get the goal that they deserve?
We're knocking without being let in at the minute.
Doing everything right here though to get ourselves back in this one and get ourselves at least a goal back. Was in a way though by Carline from that resulting corner.
Wasn't the best corner, but he's got another opportunity.
And it's not a bad one. It's just wide. It's a great effort from Danny Greenfield. You can hear Tom Walker screaming for the ball, just almost hugging this left-hand touchline. But why wouldn't you take on the effort? Greenfield unopposed down this left-hand side now into the penalty. Great challenge by Greenfield. Great determination to get there ahead of Scott Pollock. And as it will be Navarro will take that throw in. to Sargent, who's been doubled up on, and now Navarro delivers the ball in across the face of the 6-yard box. It's retrieved by Hume, back down the line for Navarro. It's in the back of the net. There is a line from the little magician. It's Luke Navarro who has grabbed what might prove to be a consolation or might prove to be a way back into this one, Anton.
Big goal. It's the only, from that position, that's the only finish you can do there, isn't it? When you're that tight, that narrow, you just have to hit it hard.
Carline, it breaks over on this right-hand side for Walker.
As we look on the left-hand side of the Radcliffe attack.
He takes a nice little step inside, brushes it down the line for Hume, who's being challenged, and then challenged forward, and then that is a definite foul from Scott Pollock.
It was a bit naughty from Scott Pollock. The yellow card's probably right.
A very rash challenge, isn't it? Very much a challenge that he's got to be careful with, hasn't he? But good chance from this set piece, which Greenfield is going to be set to take. 35 yards out from goal. Oh, it's just over the top.
Bad effort again.
Max said was beaten as well, you feel.
It was only a yard and a half.
Which he's just waiting for the right option to become available. It's Hume in towards the penalty area now at the feet of Hancock, strikes it a long way over in the end, and you feel that is time done, and that is time done. Unfortunately, it ends as a narrow 2-1 defeat at the hands of Brackley Town, a side that was certainly pushing towards the top of the table at the start of the day, and will certainly be pushing even further towards that top of the table after a vital 3 points.